Y'all, Bridget Bartlett here with Visual Marketing and Design. Hopefully we are live. I'm going live on Zoom today. Today is going to be a different type of training. And the reason is, I told you guys last week, let me just make sure that I'm live because it would not be cool if I went ahead and told you all this cool stuff and I was not live. Okay, I am live. Super cool. Okay. So if you guys got an email from me, if you're in my email list, you could actually join me inside the Zoom today. So I said on Friday that I was actually, if you guys have not heard about the Asbury Revival that's going on in Wilmore, Kentucky, it's a little teeny tiny town that is kind of, off the highway, out in the country. There is a Christian college there, and there was it went viral on social media because almost 2 weeks ago, they had their normal service, and they started praying, and then people didn't want to leave. Like 100 students, hung out and were praying, and then it kind of caught attention, and then it went viral all over social media. So I heard about this last week. There are two things that fascinate me about this. One, the marketer part of me is interested in the phenomena, the thing that's happening right now, right? The big trending thing. Also, I've been on the other side of events, not Christian events like this, but let me go ahead and let Maria in here. Zoom is being extra wonky today. So if you guys are trying to get in, and give me a minute, I'm trying to do that. So the marketer side of me is interested in the event part, right? I've been on the other side, of these types of events, when you're like launching a product and things like that. And so I really wanted to see how this was all, going down. So that part was interesting. But from the personal Christian side, I also wanted to see, what is going on? Like, what is the phenomena? What is the, is this, what is it, right? I was so drawn to this. And so I had to go check it out. So Kentucky is about 3 hours away from me. So I actually got my brother and my niece, and I was like, let's go check this out. So I wanted to see, walking into that, I wanted to see what it was all about. I was thinking, worst case scenario, I hang out with like a lot of cool Christians and, and worship God, and that'll be a cool thing. What surprised me, though, is when I got there, it was like, it was a huge event. There were cars that were like traffic was backed up like a mile away from the college. And as we got closer, you could see the crowds, and there were food trucks and all kinds of things, which you're used to that, right? When you see like a big event, because then what happens if you can draw the eyes, and this is what we talk about in marketing all the time. If you have the attention, that's where the sales are going to come, right? That's where the partnerships are coming. And this revival had the attention. So I was anticipating all of those things like merchandise, all of those, media, all of that being, around this event. And there were people waiting. Hey, Maria, there were people waiting hours and hours in line. I mean, you could see the line was like wrapped all the way around the block, down where the cars were. And we were like, oh my gosh, we're never going to find parking. So we drove past it. We did find parking. And then we walked up. As soon as we got in front of the college, though, hey, Maria. As soon as we got in front of the college, this lady stopped us and she said, oh, did you guys just get here? Let me tell you. So I've been here for like 3.5 hours, and it's just absolutely incredible. And here's where people are worshiping, and here's the line. But she said people are waiting like 10 hours in line just to be able to get into the chapel. And there were so many people that they had like 2 other chapels that they had opened up that were like overflow chapels, because it was like, by the time we got there, it was like 7 o'clock at night. It was dark. It was cold, like 36 degrees. Everybody was bundled up. But the one thing, and she said, and make sure you go over to the Salvation Army truck because they're giving away free Chick-fil-A. And then she said, and there's also free food in the activity center, and there's also, free drinks. And so she's saying all this, and I'm like, that's cool, because as Christians, or and when you're hosting an event, you want people to feel like they're welcome. So that was such a cool thing. It was almost like she was just our welcoming committee when we went there. So that was really cool. So she gave us all the inside details, and we decided not to wait in line because you don't have to go into the building to be present with God, right? We just thought how cool this is that, everybody came from all over the world with the same purpose, right? But as I looked around, though, there were no news trucks, and they have, don't get me wrong, you guys, they have the attention. I know, and I've heard, through other interviews and things, that the people that are responsible for this event, they are getting bombarded with musicians, preachers, famous speakers, all kinds of donations, basically other companies that they see where the attention is, and they want to basically hijack the attention. That's just business. And I don't hate anybody for that. They also, lots of businesses want to donate lots of things to this event because they want the notoriety. They want their brand everywhere. So the things that I noticed, which was super cool, was there were no brands. You had the Salvation Army truck. They were giving Chick-fil-A food away. And then you had other food trucks, and they were just giving away water. One of the food trucks was just giving away grilled cheese and soup because it was so cold. There were people that had they had those the heating warmers, every 6 feet to keep people warm as they were waiting in line. There were lawn chairs all over the lawn outside of the chapel, and where people were just sitting for like hours. I mean, there were people obviously praying and just worshiping, and it was such a cool thing. They could have monetized this, like they could have raised millions of dollars, and they did not. That I know of anyway. I'm just looking at this objectively as a marketer. They could have really monetized this event like crazy, and I did not see any place where they were doing that. So that was really, really cool. I did want to share with you as well, when you have an event like this, you have the hashtag. This is what I was talking about this week. You have the hashtag for your event. So what happens is when you are promoting an event, you want people to see all of the cool things. Like even my niece is getting married soon, having a hashtag for her wedding, and then telling everyone, hey, when you take your pictures and you're sharing them on social media, share the hashtag. That way, when people are looking for the event or the hashtag, they can just go to it and see all the posts. So you can see over 15,000 people created shared posts, and with this hashtag here. So as you scroll through, you can see all of the videos and things like that. So that's really great for your event. Also, YouTube, same thing. If you want to check out any of these, you can use hashtags on YouTube as well. And you'll also see on TikTok, obviously, the hashtag. So you will not only, when you're sharing content, like if you have an event, but you can also add those hashtags and then get more exposure from that. So I, being the marketer that I am, I created this diagram because I look at this objectively, like I said, as a marketer. And if you think about the funnel that happened at this event, okay, so you have the whole world watching this event because it's viral now, okay? So you have the viewers, and they're like, they're the very broad part of your funnel. They're just people who are watching what's happening on social media, on the news, all of those things. Then you have the believers, okay? The Christian believers who are like, wow, there's an amazing event going on, and, that's incredible. Then you have the people who are called to go. Okay. So this is a total Christian thing, but it's also a marketing thing. Okay. So when you're doing all of your marketing, you're going to have the people out here who are just, oh, I'm just, watching. You have the people who are interested, and then you have the people who are maybe going to buy tickets, and the people who actually go. So like if you're a Christian, you have the people who are watching, which is the whole world. Then you have the believers, the people who are already Christians and we believe. Then you have the people who are called to go, who feel in their spirit, for whatever reason they can't explain, they feel like they need to go to this event. That was me. And then you have the people who actually go, because there's lots of people, and we know kind of want to call them like tire kickers. They're like, yeah, I'm a Christian. Yeah, I want to go. And I really feel God calling on my heart that I need to go. But for whatever reason, they don't go. Now, this is extra almost funny, ironic to me, because we had tire problems the whole way down there. I had a false sensor that was telling me I had a flat tire the whole trip. And our 3-hour trip actually took 6 hours because of this tire issue. And I was saying, if I have to pull my car on the side of the road and rent a car to go to Kentucky, I'm going. I'm not going to let this stop me. Turns out, it was just a false alarm, and so we didn't have to worry about that. But that is the motivation through this process, right? And that's a typical sales funnel. You have the broad people, and then they narrow. This would be like your marketing, right? Just like the gospel, it's the same as if you have a great restaurant. Obviously, I'm not comparing the two as if they're relevant to each other, but the process. You have the people who see the advertisement, you have the people who believe it's probably good, the people who are wanting to go, and the people who are actually go. And then they have their testimony of the whole experience. Okay, so super enlightening event. I knew that Maria was going to be super excited to hear all about it. And if you guys want to check out the videos and things that I did, you can go to my profile, look for bridgetbartlett.com. You can also check out that hashtag Asbury Revival 2023. There are tons and tons of great videos, but my personal takeaway from it, it was a incredibly beautiful experience, because we didn't even go into the chapel, but you don't have to go into the chapel to experience the presence of God, and you don't have to you don't have to go to Kentucky, and that's not it. And I think that every person comes away with a different message. So if I was going to give like the message that I received when I was there, and I was just watching all of these like top of the funnel, or these the people who went, the ones who were like, I believe, I am being called, and I went. And those people, they could have made lots of money. You could have played videos that pulled on the heartstrings for your own charity and donation. You could have done all of those things, but they didn't. And so the fact that all of these people gathered in one place just to worship God, that was a crazy, crazy, awesome experience. And I feel like the message of all of this is not go to a building, but the message is that God's still working, and he called his people to one location, and they came from all over the world, whether they were skeptics, whether they were reporters, it doesn't really matter the reason that they went, but he called these people to this one place. And I truly believe that the message is, I'm still working. I'm still here. I haven't forgotten you. And it was like, you walk in there, you walk in that area, the people are so warm and inviting. You really did feel like you were at home. They were giving away things. Did you need anything? Let me open the door for you. It was just a whole different experience. It would be such a beautiful thing if the whole world was that way. So, Miss Maria, how are you? And what did you think? I know you were checking out the videos. I was excited to hear what you were thinking.
I know, I'm just moved by what you said, because it's the truth. It's just it's the flip side of what you're seeing on the news right now. It's just out of everything that's going on, you feel like if I go out, people are being mean and evil and all kinds of stuff. And you had me laughing with the tire. That was, you know what that was. It was trying to hold you back. And,
Yeah.
and finally he just gave up and left you alone. You know, Satan left you alone because you were like, I'm determined, so I don't care what you say, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Say, oh boy, she's not gonna be swayed. So all right, I'll move on to the next person. So yeah, it was exciting. I was watching some of the videos. It looked cool. It looked cool.
It was really cool. And I was hesitant to like do this is, my channel is not really about religion. It's not about Christianity, but I also want to be careful to practice what I preach. And when I am telling you guys, be yourself, like you want your tribe to choose you. You just want to be yourself. You want to put yourself out there. You want to share your experiences and let people decide for themselves. And I know that this is not so much relevant to what I usually talk about, but it also really is, because we're talking about building your tribe and the know, like, and trust factor, about providing value. And this is something that they did really, really well. They didn't plan for this. Now, I'm open-minded enough to know that maybe they did. Maybe there's like some secret thing going on and it's all like this conspiracy, or maybe, I don't know. But what I experienced when I was there, from all the people who were there, people just crying, and just the whole experience was super, super beautiful. It definitely, I left there feeling super hopeful about the future. And I unfortunately had this, like, this is kind of like a once in a lifetime experience, but I hope that that's not true. I hope that this is just one example of what is getting ready to happen all over the world.
I was gonna say, it's like I'm giving you your like a kid. You give them the rope. You're getting to the end of my rope. I'm gonna let you go as far as you're gonna go. Then I'm gonna head smack you. Boom, right in the head. And that's coming. The head smack is coming, people. So behave and act accordingly, because the ones that are getting a little bit too far, they're gonna get that smack with a bottle right to the head.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times we focus a lot on religion. Our world focuses on religion, but in reality, God is love. I mean, the Bible says that God is love, and if we focused more on the love and loving one another, and showing love to each other, then maybe the world would be a better place. Like, let's stop focusing on rituals and things like that, because at this event, and I've heard so many people criticize it and say they're not preaching the gospel. That's not true. That is not true at all. I was actually watching these interviews getting angry about it, because that's not true. There were lots of people preaching the gospel. There were lots of people giving their testimonies. Now, there were no like preachers, like there was really no message, because that wasn't what it was there for. They could have had lots of famous people preaching, and lots of famous Christian bands playing. It was just the students there that were singing, and it was just the students that were playing the instruments, and they had the speaker outside so that everyone could hear and enjoy it. It wasn't supposed to be a big show like that, but it was a beautiful experience.
Well, I'm glad that you tied it into the funnel. I really like that.
Yeah, it's so relevant, whether you are promoting a great restaurant or you're promoting your faith, it's all the same process. We process information and make decisions in the same way.
And it seems like it all starts with motivation, getting them motivated one way or another. The way you do it is you have your daily events every day. So you motivate people to step into, maybe that message that day didn't resonate for some reason. They weren't interested in lead building. But this other one, the one about getting people doing this or that message does. So it's just about just motivating people and talking their language. Maybe that's it. That's talking their language.
Yeah. And you can do it in a way that is just transparent of yourself. That's that. I think that it's real easy for us online to fall into this trap of like okay, well, let me analyze all my videos. And when I wore a purple shirt that day, I got more likes and subscribers. So now I need to wear a purple shirt every single day. And it's like, we need to not be focused on that. We need to be focused on ourselves and what we're passionate about and letting that relay our message. If you truly believe you have a great website builder, you don't have to be like fake about it. Just be yourself and be like, this is a great website builder. Let me show you how it works.
Exactly.
Just like, it's awesome being a Christian. Let me show you how it works. It's the same thing.
I'm glad you got the chance to go.
Yeah.
You seem very, very excited today.
I was really excited. My brother and my niece, we're all crying within the first 5 minutes. And they had lots of people were inside the chapel and they were talking about, they exorcise demons and they're healing people and all this stuff. And it's not that I don't believe those things happen, but I didn't witness any of that. And it's like what we went there for was not for that. But I can see when you get all of these, the ones who worked their way through the funnel, you get those people who waited 10 hours in line and they show up in that chapel with a completely expectant heart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can totally see miracles happening in that case. But also, wouldn't it be so great if when people signed up for our business, if they signed up like, yes, I know this is going to be incredible. I am going to see great results.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. That's the key. That's what I'm coming away with this message today. When you apply to the business, that's what we're here to do all the time, is you've got to get the people to that energy level. You got to get people energized. And the only way it's going to happen is with you being energized. Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like, because in comparison to the revival, that's what's going on. Those people had energy. They were all energized, and then it drew people through the funnel. And so in business, I guess we have to do that too.
Yeah, a few, and the change that can happen because a few kids decided to take action on something. They wanted revival. They prayed for revival, and then revival happened. And if we all, had a goal and we worked to the goal, we took action on the goal, things happen. Yeah. So it's such an inspirational story, but it was also a really incredible event. So
this was a perfect message. And what you just said really ties it together in a nice bow, because it does call for that. It calls for you to, believe enough that it will happen. But belief without action is just a wish. Isn't that what they say? So.
Yeah. And what if the kids decided to not stay? What if they just left? What if the one kid who spoke out about the things that was bothering him, what if he never got the courage to speak? What if he instead just sat in his chair and let the service end, and then they all walked out? None of this would have happened.
Yeah, his fear didn't stop him. Mm-hmm. That's what you talk about all the time, the fear. It did not stop him. He didn't care the embarrassment, the fear. He didn't care what people thought about him.
Yeah, because you can imagine, we've all been in that situation where we've been the ones sitting in the chair and we're like, oh man, I know that I need to do this. And you're terrified and you don't want to, but you know that you have to do it. And I swear, if you don't, you will regret it. You will regret it. It will just sit in your soul forever. And you'll think about that and regret it so deeply. It's just easier to do it. Hey, David, how are you?
Hey, I just got your email. I was gonna head out the door. We're gonna run some errands, and I thought, okay, well, I saw your Asbury. It's got a lot of people's attention. I have friends and pastor friends that are there, and so you obviously went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went.
Okay,
Saturday.
and so I'm late. I'm late on the call, so I didn't know how much you had a chance to chat about it already. But I was super got my attention.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was fascinated because, like I was saying in the beginning, from the marketer perspective and the Christian perspective, I was fascinated by the event. I'm fascinated by things that go viral. It was 3 hours for me, so I decided to. My brother and niece, we all decided to go. But I was pleasantly surprised by how they handled the event. You can tell they're very protective of the. Hey, Maria, bye. They're very protective of the message and what's happening there.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, bye. They're very protective of that. They were making sure to not have the sponsorships there. Celebrities were waiting in line. No one got favoritism. And again, this is just all my experience. I've seen some other people online talking about they're not sharing the gospel. It's this and that. That was so far from my experience. My experience was it was an absolutely beautiful event. I don't think that they could have humanly done better. And I actually think it was so good that it wasn't so much human. I think God provided all those porta potties. God provided all of those lawn chairs, the food trucks with I don't know if they started out making grilled cheese and soup, but it made you feel like you were in the old country church while everyone, just a piano and a guitar, singing the gospel as loud as they could. And here's some grilled cheese and soup, and here's a bottle of water, kind of thing. Nobody's selling anything.
Wow.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that's been the that's what's been the last week on Wednesday. A couple of the pastors, I'm involved with a pastors group, and several of the pastors. There were some from Bethel Church in Reading that went as well, and they were reported back and said the same thing. There's repentance, and it's sweet and it's tender, and it's kind of funny because between New Year's, Christmas and New Year's, I was in Indianapolis. So I went to Urbana, which is the InterVarsity conference. There were 6,000 Gen Z kids there. I was part of the prayer team, and it was absolutely astounding, how much hunger was there for not necessarily their parents' faith, but the real thing. It's like, I just want the real thing. You could just see how hungry they were. And so it's really, I love that you went there, first of all. It's really affirming to me to feel like I'm on a team, even though I haven't been able to really join in on these calls very often. I've been pretty busy. We're actually planning a 24-hour this coming Friday, Saturday. We're having one at our church that my wife and I are helping oversee and plan for. So we're going to have a 24-hour. And obviously we're not trying to duplicate anything. We're just going to be gathering together. But I was really grateful, first of all, to be a part of what you're doing as a marketing person and be included into that. I've been setting things up. I've been getting things going. I've been setting my Pabbly stuff, and and all of that's in place, and the websites are up, and I'm starting to get out there to market. So, and to be able to share faith, together. So,
that's why I talk so much about, like I was saying to Maria, about your tribe. Being yourself and saying the things that are important to you, and I was watching Think Media. They were doing the trends of 2023 and how in the past it was don't share, your political and religious beliefs, in business. But in social media now, we as, consumers of the content, we want to know where that business owner stands. And it's really important to us in these days. And so it really benefits you in so many ways. Like I showed the funnel, but it benefits you to narrow that funnel. Did you see the funnel that I showed?
No, I jumped on the minute you saw me. So that was just, 5 minutes ago. So
let me show you this, because it's so relevant how all of this works, like this event, right? We have the people out here, they're the broad side of the funnel. They're the viewers. They're watching the event go down. Then you have the believers, okay? They're watching too, and they're already Christians, and they're like, whoa, I'm so intrigued by what's happening. And then you have those who are called to go, okay? Now, if this was another event, these were the people that are like, man, I just really want to go to that, and they're buying tickets, right? And Christian events, it's God's calling these people to this event, like he called me. And then we have the people who went. So when you have now all of these people that arrived at the event, they're all the ones who are viewers, believers. They were called to go and they went. They're the ones who took the action. God didn't just call them and they thought that it would be nice to go. They're the ones who worked out their schedule. They bought the plane tickets. They hopped in their car. They bought the hotel. They went to the event. And that's not to say that one is better than the other. It just means that if God is wanting a revival, he called people to one destination in the world to bring attention. And I feel like the message, and of course, I believe everyone got their own message. But when I was standing there and I was watching everyone that had traveled all over the world, I mean, from other countries, other states, they flew there, they drove there, all over the world to this one place. I just felt so strongly like it's a message, especially to us Christians, that God's not dead. He hasn't abandoned us. He's still working. And it was like, he just wanted to like give us all a hug and say, it's okay. I'm still coming. Before Jesus came, everyone was like, oh, it's been so long. That when he actually came, they were like, it's not him. And they killed him.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to be the ones I don't see the Messiah when he comes. I don't want to be that person. But I thought it was a beautiful message too, especially us all, that he hasn't abandoned us. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, it's so really important. He loves to encourage us, doesn't he?
Yes.
He says, if God be for you, who can be against you? It's like he's constantly the wind in our sails. And when we get discouraged and we feel let down or we get distracted, it's like in the world of social media, it's easy to get distracted down bunny trails, and we're constantly wanting to find our way back to what's really important. Jesus, he said, abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except abide in the vine. No more can you, except you abide in me. So the being in the abiding, loving, kind presence of the Lord, as he is constantly encouraging and loving us, and comforting us, and then we go out and comfort others with the comfort and love we've been given, so I'm really super happy for this generation that's coming up, and that being an older person, kind of a father, I've got 5 adult children and 11th grandchild on the way, and I'm kind of one of the older, folks in our demographic of church that I'm in. The church that I'm in San Francisco is, it's kind of a Calvary Chapel-ish. It came out of Calvary Chapel roots, and however, we're moving into more of a like, okay, Holy Spirit, it's like, what are you saying to us? And I've been one of the older. Most of the folks that go to our particular our demographic they're people that are in startups, that work at Google, that work at Meta, that work at, it's more the high income earner, young people that are looking for, a real faith that is sustainable, that puts a wind in their sail and gives them a reason to do what they're doing, and they're struggling. When I came, there were like 98% singles, and then now we have 120 children, so or more. But anyway, it's really neat to see the hunger, and those of us that are willing to be integrated in our. I'm a full-time pastor, and I have one day a week that I work on my internet marketing stuff that I love, like Fridays, and to be able to find other people, like you said, the tribe of people that on my one day or my little times in between, I'm really grateful to find the people that share values and it can be integrated.
Yeah.
So,
And, I hope that this generation is coming up like we don't have to be employees. There are
mhm,
so many opportunities outside of that. And
mhm,
one of the things that makes me so passionate about what I do is helping people to discover what is it inside of them? What is that passion that they could just do all day long? Because I think that God put that in us to use the gift to give him the glory. And I think a
mhm,
lot of beautiful singers and musicians, and they were given this gift to
mhm,
give God the glory and to worship and to do all that. And a lot of times they use it for themselves, and it's no surprise they end up addicted to drugs and
mhm,
down the wrong path.
mhm,
So if we can just focus on what it is inside of us that we're so passionate about, then we can use that gift to have a life that is
mhm.
so fulfilling, not burning out 40 hours a week at some job and limiting our income and limiting what our schedules are. You get a job, here's your schedule, here's how much money you're going to make. Maybe next year you'll get a 3% raise. But
Mhm.
as an entrepreneur, you think differently, because it's not just I'm going to go to high school and then I'm going to go to college and I'm going to get this degree and then I'm going to get this job. It's more like, okay, I want to start a business. What do I love? What would I love to talk about and do all day long? What is it in me that I love so much? Because then I can turn that into a business. You just think totally differently. And if we're focusing on what it is we love,
Mhm.
now you're doing what you were created to do.
Yeah, and finding the right people to guide you along the way, mentors and people like you, and maybe hopefully me, that, and Maria, who I don't know that well, but, hello. Um, you know,
Hello.
hi. By the way, Maria, where are you from? Where are you?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
San Francisco.
right down a mile from Detroit. I'm in Southfield, Michigan.
Okay. And just
Yeah.
out of curiosity, how long have you and Bridget been, on the team together
Oh,
here?
over a year. Bridget,
Ah,
a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
About
Geez,
like
feels
that.
like a
It's
really
been a
long
while.
time.
Yeah.
Maria's my ride or die. When I talk
Yeah.
about I
Mhm.
was doing webinars and nobody was here, it was Maria. Sometimes the only person attending. Thank God for her. Because
wow.
when you're trying to stay, it's one of this is, I tell you guys all the time,
Yeah.
I know what it's like. You create
Mhm,
the webinar, no one shows up, just me
mhm,
and Maria. But
That's
I
good.
was so grateful for Maria during those times, because
mhm.
at least I had one person that I
Yeah.
could.
Wow.
I was all into it. I had so many questions and I'm always asking.
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
also goes to show, if you find someone you can resonate with, because I'm like, hey Maria, you want to do this, and you want to. I'm always looking for opportunities for Maria, because I am more about loyalty than
Oh, I love
money
that.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah,
Exactly right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Maria, my ride or die. Every opportunity I can throw her, I will.
And I take them and I try my hardest. Sometimes I don't understand, but I try.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's so cool. It's just, in the industry where you're kind of a solopreneur in so many ways, being able to find people that, first of all, you can just talk to and be yourself with, and not have to, put on any airs, or I am the expert, or, just, and you need me, or I need you, or the neediness that goes the other way. Like, I really need you. And then it's, the person like could be like, not even that into it. It's like, just use you for your money or whatever. And
Mhm.
so, just out of curiosity too, are you on a specific niche or in a specific area of care in your marketing world or
I'm in
focus?
affiliate marketing and
Ah,
expanding outward into what Bridget is doing more so. Some of the digital marketing and affiliate marketing, and still trying to gather my where am I kind of location, but I kind of got an idea. I have
oh, good.
the affiliate marketing I really like, but I like all the stuff I'm learning here too. So I'm doing both.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it's neat that we can support each other.
Thank you.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Did
Well,
you?
I'm gonna. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I'll be jumping off here shortly, but go ahead, Bridget. Whatever.
I was just going to say, if you guys don't have anything else, we can go ahead and let you guys go. But
Thank you.
definitely check out those videos. So I wish everyone could go, but I also pray that there are one of these popping up in everyone's neighborhood all over the world, because it's definitely something that we need more love in the world.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah, pray for our 24-hour. The people that are coming in. We have a worship and prayer time that's happening on Friday night that goes from like 7 to 9, and then it goes all night. But the people that are doing the worship are the Pray for Tech. They're actually, the person that started worked at Facebook, and she started actually a Facebook Christian group, and then she went on her own and created her own nonprofit for the people in tech. And so there's these super smart, bright, young people that love the Lord that are coming. And, I'm feeling like, wow, Lord, just want to see your kingdom come. And,
See why it is so awesome to have people in your tribe that believe like you do. It's just so, man, it's just the coolest thing.
It really is.
It really is. That's why, be yourself. Get those
Yeah.
people in your tribe, because man, they will just fill your cup every day when you some days are really hard. So where is your event, and what's the day and time? You can go ahead and tell them. If they live near you, they can join.
Yeah. So it's in San Francisco. It's in at 1325 Valencia Street, which is the Reality San Francisco church. It's right on the corner. It's in the Mission District of San Francisco, and it's this coming Friday. What's that? The 24th, I guess, or I forget the dates, but what is it?
Yes, I think so. Today's the 20th. So
So it's Friday. It goes all day Friday. If somebody wants to know about it, that's listening, or what, they can reach out to me to shoot me an email or an instant message, and I'll get them the registration page so they can get the door code to get in.
Cool. And what's your email address?
David@realitysf.com.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys have a really successful event. I'll definitely be praying for you.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe it never ends. If it never ends, I'll see you soon.
Yeah. All right. Exactly. All right. Thanks, Bridget.
Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back to our normal training tomorrow. I'm going to teach you guys how to use Messenger to send friend requests, and then some message campaigns and things like that. So cool. Thank you guys. It was nice chatting with you. Have a good one. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.